Hey, quarantine friends, what's up? Welcome back. My name is Chris. You can also call me Quarantine Chris for the time being. Uh, we're all doing the Corona thing in England. I assume it's the same everywhere. It's good fun. So I thought I'd make a Bant control deck. It's basically a blue-white control deck with Uro, Growth Spiral, and Wilderness Wreck, all of which seem good in this archetype, so I figured it might be worth splashing green. My hang-ups are, I don't think our counter magic is very good. We've got 2 disputes, 2 sabotage, and 3 sensors in the main, so it's a bit weak. And I don't like Castle Ardenvale or basic planes in my Uro deck, but these are necessary evils, I believe. The sideboard is fairly stock, I would guess. I went for Night of Autumn as like a utility card, which it may be crap in all 3 roles. We'll see. So that's maybe a loose choice, but I wanted to try it. So we're going to play a league and see how we fare. Also, you may have noticed that the layout has changed a little bit. That's mostly because I literally can't get my computer to behave the way I want it to and record things on my the right-hand screen of my setup. So I'm only able to capture the left-hand screen, which has this very square aspect ratio instead of being like a wide screen. So I've got this gaping space on the side, which is now occupied by my face and this picture of Uro. One thing that does strike me is at least this way my face isn't covering any of the gameplay, so it might actually be an improvement, but let me know what you guys think. If you would like me to I can't make any promises, but if you'd like me to attempt to revert to the old type, then I'll do my absolute best. Also, we recently passed 300 subs on this channel, which is not a huge number in the grand scheme of things, but it's very much exceeded my expectations, and I'm very grateful. So thank you to everyone who follows and subs the channel, and I may do something like a... I'm going to risk this. I may do something like record a video very drunk or something as a treat. I'm not sure this is necessarily what I should be doing, but I want to be able to censor a Heliod on 3, so this is where we are. So they are probably the blue-white devotion, so it's basically a Heliod deck splashing. Can't even remember what it's splashing for. That was a great draw. So the truth is, I'm not confident in what I've pinned the opponent on. I might be wrong, but my expectation is that this turn they might play something like a Heliod. Obviously, if they do, I'm going to want to censor it, and if they don't, then I'm going to Growth Spiral. So I'm happy either way. This is why Growth Spiral is so good in this style of deck, because it lets you hold up mana and then still make full use of it. Yep, that resolves. Cunningly played around censor. I'd like to keep hitting lands where possible. Yeah, it does enter untapped, so I can sack that now. This is going good. I'm going to try and draw a land. And actually, Fabled Passage is a good one because it makes it easier for me to escape Uro. Although I think I would prefer to flip my azcanta and then escape Uro. So I think I'm going to... Now I've drawn it, so I think I'm going to try and do it that way. Life total's not under a ton of pressure. At least not yet. Okay. Oh, that's fun. I do like that. This isn't what I necessarily expected, but props to the opponent for being a general lad. I'm not going to cycle. We've got 2 Teferis, so do not mind letting this one die to the Thraben Inspectors. That's a great draw. I'll pay 3 for a dispute if I have to. Obviously, I'm hoping I won't. I'm hoping I can just censor it, but we'll see. So we can't censor it. Hopefully they don't play main deck disputes or spell pierce. Wouldn't be very happy with either. Okay, we got it. That's nice. Great draw. So I know I've only got Censor up, which might do nothing, but I'm just trying to sort of develop in a logical order. So once search flips, I can start escaping Uros or delving for digs without worrying. I'm not sure I'm playing correctly. I mean, I built the deck 20 minutes ago, so I have not had time to become intimately familiar with it. I'd really like to draw a Wilderness Reclamation. That would be stonking with an azcanta and a Vantress. How many, if I dig, I've got 9 so far, so I would go down to 4. I think that's fine. Doesn't seem important. Okay. I'd also quite like to draw a Wrath. The things I want to draw the most are, yeah, Settle or Wilderness Wreck. I think I really want to flip Search, so I don't think I'm going to cast Dig right now. Once I flip the Search, the temptation to to look for Wilderness Wreck, cast it, and then untap and have everything is so strong, but I'm sure that's incorrect. It's a good one. It's a really good one. So, yeah. I think we're in a fairly dominant position at the moment, but I could certainly be wrong. I do have to choose between azcanta and dig through time. I can't do both presently, which is a definite first world problem. I think the choice has been made for me, insofar as I would very much like to hit a counterspell, which I've failed to do. But this is fine. Okay, sure. Yeah, we take 8, but it doesn't matter really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh shit, I F6'd. I shouldn't have. Oh! It's a good one. White, blah, blah, blah. Feeling good. Should be very hard for them to get through what I've currently got available, to say the least. Yeah, you can buggle. I don't think it matters anymore. None of this matters. Opponent, you're going to get pounded. I suppose if they get a panharmonicon, that can probably keep up. I think without one, they're going to struggle. They've drawn a bugler, so they are. I believe that is known as going off. I'm going to dig, and then I'm going to azcanta. They shouldn't be able to. They must be getting annoyed. Wow, well, that's annoying, but such is life. I shouldn't think they'll be able to keep up with this for very long. That's a really good one. Gonna gain 5, draw 5 before I untap. Okay. We are officially winning. Just need the opponent to give up now. Can take 2, it's not a problem. Oh, that was weird. The display's gone mad. Did you see that? That was great. Okay, makes sense for them to want that in this type of deck. Sure. Shouldn't matter. Draw that. Do one of these. Take it to fairy. Hopefully they'll give up now. Opponent is stubborn. I'm not playing particularly well, but I don't think it matters. Your go. Deck is wicked. It's really, really powerful. Suppose I maybe should have countered that. It doesn't seem important. I guess growth spiral. I wish we could put a bit more pressure on them by developing more bodies, but it's really all we can do. I mean, the fact they haven't scooped yet seems farcical to me, but Shall I play another Teferi? Probably not. We've got 2 counter spells. I can't see any way they can get out of this. Maybe they have a land in their hand and they're annoyed. I'm not going to bother doing anything, even though we can, just because I don't want to end up losing to the clock. Okay, well, that was fine. Settle seems probably appropriate. Maybe a couple knights. Gonna start like that. We might have to change again for game 3, who knows, but I'm gonna start like that. It's my kind of gut instinct. This seems like a good matchup for knights if we've got Panharmonicons, clues, and potentially a 4-3 is good against their armies of 2-3s. They're not going to want to Reflector Mage it. Okay, well, that was a very good showing in the deck's first outing. Did everything I wanted it to. Felt super unreasonable. And, yeah, the mana looked good. I can't believe how well that went, to be honest. Usually when I make a brew, it's much less successful. Although this is hardly a brew, is it? It's a pile of great cards. There's no, like, it's not exactly creative. I can't believe this isn't a thing. Like, look at the quality of the cards you get to play. How is this not already a thing? I imagine all of you are in my boat in that we've not played Paper Magic for a couple of weeks and everyone's like missing it, trying to find substitutes. We've been playing Magic on Discord. We've been running a league out of our local play group, and not a league, like a league. It's like it's like a F&M substitute being played on Arena and run through Discord, and it's just not the same, man. It's not the same as holding paper cards and making unhelpful comments at your friends across the table and stuff. It's by no means terrible. I enjoy playing Magic online. I enjoy playing pretty much all forms of Magic, but paper is my favourite. Paper Cube is my actual favourite, but paper anything is better than fake anything. Anyways, I hope you guys are all happy and safe and stuff. They've kept a 7. It's possible I may regret this, but the fact we have to fetch our basic planes is a bit tragic, given how bad basic planes is with Uro, but such is life. It's also possible I meant to use Opt to try and dig for white mana, but I think I want more spells, to be honest. We're a bit light on spells. Oh god, why did I do that? Chris! Why did I do that? Why can't I just fetch like an adult? Yeah, fine. Got punished. Not that we could have done a lot about it, but still. Got a lieutenant, okay. I will be trying to catch as much as I can with my Wrath, if that's not obvious. That's a great one. Do I want to shock? Probably not, because most of what they can commit is either a creature which I don't care about or a Panharmonicon which I can't counter with Dispute. So that's my thinking. Okay. What else are we up to? Okay, that's... well, I was going to say, I would have liked to have countered that, but there we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to play in plus Teferi. If it... I'll be surprised if it dies, because we've got the Azorius Charm. Obviously they are going to attack with everything with counters on from the Thalia's Lieutenant, but we can Azorius Charm one of the 2 attackers, so Tefers will only take 3. Seems sensible. So I presume this is the Thalia's Lieutenant. Yep, that's fine. I think I'm going to bounce the Guard Mage. Because I can easily dispute it. Now, there's obviously they've got mana available, so I could get punked out here, but I don't even think it's that bad. So we do lose to Teferi, but we're doing just fine. I'd love for them to play another Guard Mage. I don't think they have Panharmonicon because I think last turn was the perfect chance to cast it. Shows what I know. As far as I'm concerned, that's great because I'm going to get some sweet, sweet Night of Autumn value. Now, sadly, I don't have the right mana to escape Uro as well, which would have been a filthy turn, but still satisfied. Okay, that went well. And now we can escape Euro with dispute up, like full cost dispute rather than mini dispute. This is even better. Green, blue, blue, green. Trying to leave instants for my Gearhulk. So I've got dispute, Azorius Charm or Opt, I guess. Probably Opt is the most dispensable because Azorius Charm can always draw me a card. Maybe it was correct to get rid of the other dispute when I've got one in my hand. That's a great draw. I think we're, once again, I think we're very far ahead. Sure. Guess a Scry 2 doesn't seem good enough to save them. I didn't count then, it might have been worth shocking. This may even get a scoop. I would probably scoop that if I didn't have an answer and I was in their seat. Yeah, nice. Cool. Well, Bant control is great. Based on an incredibly small data set of what felt like a favourable matchup that's not part of the metagame, Bant control's great. I don't even want to gather more relevant data. I just want to stop there, thinking I've solved it. Solved the format. Have you guys started either spending your time weirdly, behaving weirdly, or eating weird stuff yet? I ate a thing called semolina, which is like, it's a bit like rice pudding. I haven't had it for an incredibly long time. This can't be a good hand. This is lovely. Yeah, I haven't had that for probably close to 20 years. But all the supermarkets have limited supplies of certain things, so we're all trying not to... well, actually, no. Most people are trying not to go in and buy all the bread, but there's some people who are definitely buying all the bread. And they're bastards and we hate them. I wonder what this is. The only that's a good draw. The only Sun Petal Grove deck I can currently think of, I saw a Naya Zoo list, which looked good fun. Boggles. Okay, well, we've got 4 Wraths. But I do disapprove of Boggles as a concept. And if you play it, I think you might be awful. I do, however, think it's probably bad against Uro. Uro is large enough to hold off for quite some time and gains me a few lives. Also, Knight of Autumn's looking really good. Post side. Well, that's not very good. Depending on what they cast, I think I might be better off. It's a cast trigger, okay. Can't do much about that. I think I might be better off scrying than holding up counter spells. Although I do get to kind of do both. Let's look for a Wrath. There's one. I should think I'm probably meant to wait, because I can happily take 3, and this way, after I Wrath, I can then hold up Sinister Sabotage in case they have a follow-up creature. It's also nice that they're missing land drops. Sinister Sabotage is great with Uro. That's one of the reasons it's the counterspell I chose over Absorb. I figured the life gain was less necessary when you have an Uro, and being able to fill the graveyard is very beneficial. What are they up to? Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. So next turn we can just cast Dig if nothing else happens. That's fine, I think. The annoying thing is that once they start escaping Sentinel's Eyes and stuff, it will be... well, they've got there. I was going to say it should be easy for them to draw out of their mana screw now. Such is life. Okay. Tefers is good. Sorry, I have to do some basic maths. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5. I don't think I need to. Hopefully they get chonked. Okay, so I think it's quite likely we lose to fairy. Sure. Presume this is escaping Sentinel's eyes. That is okay. So what I need to do is to cast Supreme Verdict if it's not obvious. Yeah, they're coming at me. That makes some sense. And obviously being vigilant is extremely helpful. Change of heart? No? Okay. Yeah, change of heart. I'm going to keep doing this because it makes my dig... It's the same in terms of dig. Those weren't quite what I was looking for, but they're not bad hits. Trample. That's the trample one, right? It is. Maybe I should have mystical disputed that. So obviously they think they've won, but we're going to rev for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to rev for 4, which keeps us alive. Hopefully draws us a... Nope, it did not. Okay. It's getting harder. I think I'm going to scry in my upkeep, maybe? I forgot. That's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah, we can afford to start with this. Should not have tapped that. Wow. Now I have to suicide Uro to draw a card. It's an amazing draw. Doesn't matter, we don't have enough free lands to get use out of the Teferi. That went okay. Problem is it's quite easy for them to keep refueling as long as Season of Growth is there. We need to answer that, so I'll be minusing Teferi on that when I get an opportunity. I do, however, need to try and draw some spells. We're pretty far behind. Okay, that's annoying. Wow, okay, well hopefully they don't have a creature. It seems they do not. That's awesome, so we just need a counter spell for the first creature. Gonna draw the verdict to be safe. I think it's important. That's nice, that's really nice. We do have to deal 46, which is not easy. I'm going to dig now while I've still got my untap. Sorry, I'm probably not playing very well in terms of like the finer technical ways of making use of all these lands and stuff. I'm just trying to make sure I don't lose. So we're going to play Little Tefts, bounce one of these, plus Big Tefts, go to combat. Try to start killing them. Do some scrying. We're desperately trying to hit a hard counter like a Sinister Sabotage. Guess we'll top that. I think if we fade one more draw step, basically there. That's the one we just bounced. Perfect. That's really good. That's really annoying, yeah. I really want to be able to use the fairy emblem to just take out all these seasons so they can stop refueling, because it's the seasons of growth that are getting me. Look at this. Unreal. Man, Sentinel's Eyes is unbelievable in this deck. The top card of my library is an Opt right now. Three through Vigilance is fine. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to draw the Opt. Azcanta's a nice one. Maybe a bit late, but still good when you have Wilderness Wreck. We only have 12 cards in the library. Jesus Christ. That's a small amount. Oh. Ardenvale's really nice. Just need to try and protect my Teferi. So I'm going to fight over stuff that gives it either flying or trample. Everything else is fine. I think that makes sense. Okay, so I may have to cast Supreme Verdict, which is not something I'm very keen to do, on account of me needing to have a clock. It's quite funny also that they might mill themselves just as fast as we do. Oh, it's not a May. This is quite good. They may even lose to mill. What a silly game. I can't even tell who's winning at the moment. If two of the cards they have left are, is it called Karamitra's Blessing, the 1-mana instant? If two of them are that, then I'm in trouble, and if only one is, then I'm okay. Actually, no, I have a small Teferi, so it doesn't matter. Should not have tapped my castle, should have made a token. Very bad. That's hilarious. Look at this. It's like the biggest cleanup step I've ever seen. I feel like it's going to be rock hard for them not to mill themselves with 4 seasons in play in the way their deck works. So I'm actually going to leave them with the seasons, I think, and just go after lands. I'm not going to mill anything because I don't want to speed up my own demise. Should have still flipped search though. Yeah, I'm sorry, this is probably really sloppy. I'm getting worried. I'm going to scry because I may need to do something. And I've got a growth spiral to draw into whatever I decide to keep, if I have anything good left. So I know my bottom 4 cards out of 8 are crap. Sure. My hope is they just cast 2 enchantments and die. Like, I can't see how they deal 19 without casting any enchantments. That's why I've been leaving the Seasons of Growth and going after their lands. I do need to be careful about milling myself. This is a funny game 1. So they're not casting anything because they've realised. Scrying doesn't actually draw extra cards, so scrying is safe. So we know pretty much my whole library is bad. Now I have to figure out whether I can afford to attack or not. I think I may have drawn too many cards. I think I'm safe to attack with non-Euro stuff. I should be alright because I've got 2 bitter blossoms essentially. Like there'll be 5 next turn and so on. I also might lose to clock, but I don't know what I can do about that. I think I'm going to win this game 1-0 and then lose 1-0 because of how MTGO clocks work. If that makes sense. They're going to have to start blocking at some point. It's kind of annoying that opponent hasn't scooped because I think it's fairly clear that my tokens will race them successfully. And I think they're very clearly just trying to beat me with the clock, which I think's a bit cheeky. My friend calls it angle shooting, which I think is a reasonable term. Weird. I don't really know why you block 1. I don't know what they think is going to happen. Okay, so they're killing themselves very belatedly. Settle, Gideon, Knights, maybe Veto. Don't think disputes are very good. Nothing slow. Oh. I don't know. No, Azorius Charm's worse than stuff like this. Go like that. I'm not sure this is a good configuration. I haven't really thought about it. This hand looks nice. Now I'm just worried about the clock, if it's not obvious. Of course they have it. The temptation for me to play Bant and to play Staggering Insight would be very strong. I think that's fine. It's also fine. I think it's a bit annoying, but I don't think it's worth me fighting over it. I think I need to cast Growth Spiral and dig for a Supreme Verdict or a Night of Autumn, or both. So we're going to Verdict them. Hopefully they'll play another creature and we can get a bit of value. Okay, well that counts, it's still value. And we just have to pray that they don't have that Karamitra's Blessing thing which they're currently representing. If we get to untap, we can play something like Gideon of the Trials, which will actually close the game. It's a good draw. It means I get to hold up Sabotage as well. So I'm just going to try and attack with Gideon 4 times. I think I can do that in 4 minutes if I can keep the board clear. Anything that's not a counterspell can do one, basically. And I'm trying to play as fast as I can, so apologies if my commentary is even crapper than normal. I'm trying really hard. That's fine. Anything that's not a creature. Whoa, did not mean to delve Uro then. Just desperately, there we go, that should lock it up. Okay. I just realised I did not need to destroy the Season of Growth, and if I put 2 counters on, I would have 8 power. Sure. I don't think that matters. If we get to the end step, I can just play Gear Hulk and have lethal that way. I'm specifically worried about creatures. Only creatures, basically. So if that's their whole turn, then this should win the game. Nice. I think we've got this. Just take any 2 cards. Just make sure we don't get timed out. Should be able to beat any 1 piece of interaction. Hooray! Well, that was awfully stressful. Right, I'll be back in just a moment, guys. Alright, that was... I don't like to have to play in a hurry like that, but still, a success is a success. We cannot complain. Starting out 2-0 is obviously nice, and I assume that Boggles matchup is troublesome. It felt it. Although, obviously, Supreme Verdict's great, but they do have an answer to it. It's also 2 rounds in a row where we've played people who haven't scooped when they're, like, unbelievably far behind, which is fine, it's their right not to, but this video would be 20 minutes shorter if they had. The bit at the end of game 1 of that last round where I was just making soldiers and panicking, that should really be sped up to like 4 times the speed and then accompanied by yakety sax. If you don't know what that is, it's that like comedy song that goes that one. Schlumpf, good name. It's a fun word to say. Sounds Germanic. Fine, good hand. No complaints. I'm really not sure how to sequence these lands, but I assume this is a mirror. Actually, that's a ridiculous thing to say. There's lots of decks with islands and opts. It's not going to be a Bant. When I say a mirror, I don't mean Bant. I mean they're probably gone Misorius or something like that. But that could be Inverter. Could be anything. I mean, now it's looking more like a mirror, isn't it? But we will have to see. If it is a mirror, then being the one with the Time Ravelers is helpful. But the rest of our hand is less so. I'm going to shock. Might as well pretend we have stuff going on. Yeah, mirror. I'm going to cast this one because it's basically only ever drawing a card in this matchup and lets me use Opt next turn, which is a bit more efficient. I'm just going to develop, I think. Just going to look for a land. Be nice to cast Big T, but we don't have to. I'm operating under the assumption that they've cast this so they can sit behind it with counters up, but could of course be wrong. Okay. Alright, we like that. Okay. Oh, dig. Can't think of anything else. Hang on. Commit! Commit! That's outrageous. So, I'm going to plus. Got all the Teferis in the world. I can cycle any time, so it doesn't matter. It's a dreamtrawler or something. Memory. I think that's fine. Gearhulk's nice. Or it would have been if I had down-ticked, which was my plan in my head, and then I immediately forgot to do it. Okay, that's not a very good draw. I feel like I blew that a little bit when I forgot to minus my Teferi on their little one, but we might be alright. If they don't pressure the Teferi soon, it's going to ult and then they'll die. It's impossible to beat a Teferi ult in a fair mirror. Or close to impossible. I saw Matt Nass do it once, I think, but I think A, it was partly because of who he is and he's very good at corner cases, and B, it was pretty lucky. Okay, that isn't great for me. They're not even going to use it. Fuck. That's really bad. Hang on. Fetch first, Chris. You idiot. I think I've really screwed this up. Azcanta's a good one. I'm pretty annoyed at myself right now. Just needed to minus on Little Teferi last turn and everything would have been fine. Instead I'm in this position. Okay. This is horrible. Three, four, five, six. I'm wondering if I meant to just run out Gear Hulk. No, because they'll have a verdict. They won't have to use Planeswalker Loyalty for it. Oh my god. I can't see a way out. I need to draw some cards in order to hit a Uro in order to pressure these. And Uro's crap in the face of Narset, and everything's terrible. Can't cast Growth Spiral. Wow, I think they may have misclicked. Please don't make me accidentally F6. Okay. I'm going to try to kill the Teferi. They must have something like an Azorius Charm for this, or a Verdict. I'm going to try and force this through. I doubt it works. Of course not. I suppose I can scry my second card. I'll put that on top and then mill it. Because we've got the Search for Azcanta, we really want a bad card on top rather than a good one. Okay. This is really bad. We have very little. Okay, I think that'll do. We have very little to deal with Resolve Planeswalkers. I really messed that up. I'm sorry, viewers. I'm going to leave 2 verdicts in to answer. Dreamtrawler, I think. I'll leave 1 in. I think I'm going to side like that. And I just need to not fuck up, because basically we had the tools to win that game comfortably. I misused my Planeswalker once and completely threw the game. I even had, yeah, like I said earlier, I had it in my head what to do and then made a mess. So, sorry about that. I thought we were pretty far ahead. Right. Do you want to play first? I don't think we're quite that dirtily. This will have to do. Sinister Sabotage is a good one. One other cool thing that synergizes between this and Uro is you can mill over your Uro so you don't have to cast it in the first place. Didn't really want more lands. Dispute's fantastic. Means I can cast something like a Teferi or an Uro next turn if I draw one with like a small amount of comfort. That's fine. I don't think that should be in your deck anymore, opponent. Maybe they'll try to cut me on green, who knows. At the moment, I think the priority has to be continuing to make all our land drops and not allowing them to resolve a Teferi, basically. The small one. The small one is the... Well, no, that's not true. All the Planeswalkers are really irksome in this matchup. Great one. Doesn't matter. Can't do a lot about that. Opponent correctly identified that that was a very threatening spell. Need more action rather than hot air, really. Or just lands. Lands are great. There's no reason not to shock. We're not under any level of like life total pressure. I wonder what they're thinking. Maybe they're going to Field of Ruin me. Don't think that would matter. Could be a Dig Through Time. Possibly a Dig Through Time. I assume they have a dispute. No? Okay. Didn't expect to win that one. You know, no. I didn't expect to win with that spell. I expected to have to cast one of these. Okay, if they're missing land drops, that's probably good. Alright. Now we're at the point now where we can afford to stop making land drops. That's fine. I really feel like they should use their field to get double white stuff, but they clearly do not. What's going on? I'm waiting to cycle the sensor for as long as possible, because if their answer to this is a sabotage of their own... This is a bit scary. Because we now can't cast sensor. Okay, well, I feel like that went alright. just because the we got them to waste one spell, and it's like these are kind of a premium spell in this matchup. And obviously we're punished by drawing something that would have been more useful, but it's fine. I like the fact that we can pretty quickly answer like a Teferi hero or something like that, which would be by far the worst thing we could see. The other thing that I'm scared of in this exact scenario is Dreamtrawler. That ain't good. Can I have my one verdict I left in, please? I'll give it one more draw step. Don't think my luck has been the best this game. That's the excuse I'm going to use. Although I did absolutely blow game one, so I can't really blame luck for that. If that's the bait and then they've got something better after, I'll be sad. I'll play it so they know that they got lucky, and then I'll concede. Got to send a message. Let them know you're only a coward sometimes in mitigating circumstances. Usually not a coward. Yeah, we have a real problem with resolved enchantments and resolved planeswalkers. Maybe that means I need to play Brazen Borrowers, or yeah, I guess Brazen Borrowers help in multiple ways. This hand is beautiful. It's kind of got everything. Okay. Nice scary start. Yeah, I think I do want to opt. I'm just hoping Uro will gain me enough life to keep me going. I want to keep the lands flowing. We really want to cast Teferi on turn 4. And I'm almost certainly spending my next turn on Azorius Charm. That only costs 1, mate. There you go. Well, Supreme Verdict is going to be good. You fool, I have a Spectral Sailor. Haha. I don't really. That was a lie. Come on, opponent. Think a bit less, please. What's going on? There we go. I'm just looking for lands or verdicts. Lands are good. I'm not going to shock. I now don't think I'm casting Azorius Charm, because paying 2 to save 1 doesn't seem wise. Obviously now they have the freaking questing beast, don't they, and blow me out, but it is what it is. This looks promising. Yep, it's not a questing beast, so I'm happy. Fuck, that was the wrong land to play. Sure, I'm going to cast opt. So the reason I was annoyed at myself was if I'd played the basic forest, I could have opted without shocking by using the Castle Vantress, but it is what it is. I'm going to try and find a Supreme Verdict. Opponent's pretty unlucky, but if they've not got plays on 5 mana, then their hand must just be Galters and stuff, so a Supreme Verdict might actually just wrap this game up. Now I'm protected against Questing Beast with the access to Azorius Charm. In fact, I can hold up Azorius Charm and Growth Spiral, which is pretty nice. Happy about this. Feels like they need to hit their next land drop or play something significant this turn. We might not even need a Supreme Verdict to catch up. They've got their land. It's got to be a good thing from their point of view. It's going to be all at Teferi or all at me. Yeah, all at Teferi. I think I'll just let him take 3. And if they pump one of them, which seems unlikely in constructed, I will charm it. Charm the pants off it, you might say. It's kind of crazy that we haven't seen a verdict yet when we're playing 4, but c'est la vie. I'm wondering if the thing that this deck needs is Detention Sphere, like as a catch-all, just 2 copies or something. Reasonable. That's what I would consider to be an appropriate scoop from the opponent. None of this farting around. Okay. Seems like a reasonable configuration. It's possible I want Gideon of the Trials. That seems pretty decent here. Maybe. Looks like it's too late. Yeah, it's too late. It's an easy mulligan. And that's a fairly good keep. I think we're pretty far away from Big T. Oh, that makes sense. From the way the last game panned out, they must have been mana screwed the entire time. I assume they're like the red-green monsters deck, the one that plays Clothis and stuff, which is annoying because Clothis is brilliant against Uro, but Those Aether Gusts I brought in that already looked good now look amazing. Oh, that's tilt for the opponent. Those lads suck so hard. Not that our mana base is any better at the moment. It's really, really restricting me, but we'll be fine. I wonder if they're even more than I was going to say, I wonder if they're even more different colours. Ah, the Warbus. That would be scary if we didn't have the Verdict. But we do, so it isn't really. We really need to draw a second white source, though. It's a good one. I am satisfied. We should be able to race the damage from the Cindervines using Uro, and the ability won't really matter. Okay, Teffer's down. Go on, give me a land. I'm trying to, if it's not obvious, I'm trying to catch more than just a war boss and a token with my Verdict. Sure. I may actually be taking a few too many risks with the old life total, because these are going to add up. There's no guarantee I'm going to gain tons with Uro, because I don't have quite the mana to cast it. I've drawn both my lands that can't cast Uro, which is suboptimal, especially because I fetched one, but I still maintain it was the right fetch. Could be in trouble if they have something like a Glory Bringer or a Questing Beast. I'm trying to think what else has haste. Does Stormbreath Dragon have haste? Probably. Most big red creatures do. Or at least the playable mythics do. If it's just that, that's fine. Okay. We pretty desperately need a so our Fabled Passage would be the best draw, wouldn't it? That gets us our 5th card in graveyard as well. We're in quite a lot of trouble. Oh. Oh. I can't see a way out. I'm going to scoop that one up. It's particularly annoying when they've drawn 2 Cindervines that are terrible and I've still lost. I don't think Cindervines should be in this matchup, but then I'm looking at these Night of Autumns and they're looking tempting because they can answer 1 if needed, or they can be a 4/3, which could be good, or they can gain 4 life, all of which is appealing. I'm going to play Gear Hulk, even though I've cut the dig, just because it's a 5/6 with flash. Even if I'm just casting an opt or something, it's still going to be good. I think we'd be alright on the play. Especially now we know a bit more about what we're playing against. Pardon me. Yawning a bit. I was up far later than I should have been because I got engrossed in a game of Vintage Cube. Not even a good game, just a game. Nothing worth telling you guys about. It's a good hand, but the mana's awful. And these mismatched ops aren't really... They're basically awful as well, just because they don't match. Do they have something? They do. Do they now have a 1-drop? They do. But for any land with land types, basically. So my stuff doesn't keep coming in tapped. I would absolutely love to draw something like a breeding pool. Alright, I guess the best possible would be Temple Garden of all things? No, it wouldn't, because my Vantress would enter tapped. I was just thinking about double white and escaping Uro, but yeah, any land with types, I'm not fussy. I'm in no way surprised, but it is a good one. Could do with getting that supreme verdict away. What's the problem? So why everything's taking ages at the moment. They can't have disconnected because the game is still progressing in some small way, so they're clearly just like not focused, or you know, doing 2 games at once maybe. Land. Okay. So I have to cast Opt on the opponent's turn, looking for an untapped land. Man, the mana base is usually, well, I say usually like I've loads of experience with it. During the rest of this recording, the mana base has been great, so it's a bit upsetting that it's suddenly biting me 2 games in a row. Sure, I don't care. Got my Knight of Autumn for that if need be. Fine. I don't know if that's the one. Should definitely have opted though. Should definitely have opted with the Cindervines on the stack instead of now my opt is going to deal 2 to me. Come on, Chris. You're meant to be smart. Fuck's sake. That was moronic. Sorry, viewers. If this comes down to a couple life points, that's on me. Obviously that was a decent turn for us, but I still don't know if we're actually stable. Feels like we might be a bit too low life total, and that might be my fault. So, bit sort of Bit frustrated, but we'll have to see. If this was an untapped land, we'd be in much better shape. I assume this is the rest of the Love-Struck Beast coming down now. Come on. Sorry, I'm getting a bit frustrated with opponent taking forever to do stuff, but I think I'm chumping the Love-Struck Beast, unfortunately. I'm going to do this. It feels stupid, but I think I have to take risks. That's fine. This shouldn't hurt me, I don't believe. It doesn't. Okay, good. Good draw. Wow. Okay, feeling a bit better. That was a good turn. Should be hard for them to get through, and that might buy us enough time. Can even give it lifelink next turn, which will obviously buy infinite time. I think I have to start by attacking. Assume they don't block. Okay. It's good. Life total's not a concern anymore. Loads of interaction available. Happy to take 6, it shouldn't matter. I'd rather just have Sabotage up for their next big play, if they have one. And if they don't, then happy days. Can, like, end of turns gust the Cindervines or something like that if they don't make a play. Uro is such a beast. What a card. By countering this, I stop the giant as well. Fine. Irrelevant. Nine, so you can rev for 6, which puts us on a virtual 16. Once we account for losing 1, taking 7 puts us to 9. I think that's all fine. Okay, happy to take 5, it's not a problem. Don't need to do anything until the end step, I don't think. Sure. That's fine too. Ooh, hello, Central Gear Hulk. They presumably single block. I don't know. It's not got trample. God, can you imagine if it had trample? It would be even more unreasonable. Okay, they've realised I don't have reach, but I'll do that. I'll keep this one. Played the wrong land. Still probably want to shock just to have gust. Can't see any way I can lose from here. Should have played a green source if it's not obvious, so I've got Growth Spiral as a backup, but still fairly happy with everything. Very glad I shocked. Just going to see where they put it. Bottom, okay. Obviously they can't attack. One on each would be my guess. I really don't feel the need to do literally anything at the moment. I'd rather just wait, be able to respond. Good. Well, Uro did its thing and proved to be unbeatable in fair matchups again. Good old Uro. Although they're not that fair because they're playing Possibility Storm, which means they're secretly a rotter. Not a great hand into a perfectly serviceable hand. Balls. That's scary. The opponent have their little win where they get to feel clever for not casting anything. I'm going to bounce this and just pray for no Swift Spear. Or just no haste in general. Chain Whirler would also be bad. I think Chain Whirler hits Planeswalkers. Ah, they forgot how Teferi works. Pretty good. Ah! Uro, welcome to the party, pal. That's a good draw. Okay, fine. Yep. I have to assume now we've drawn an Uro, this matchup becomes quite favourable. That would make sense to me. Obviously we're not quite there for escaping him yet, but hand is fine, game state is fine. Hopefully they'll play a third creature out. That would be beautiful if they did. Sure. I think I'm still happy to just get my 2 for 1. I'm not going to durdle around waiting for them to cast this. I really need to just play my spells as and when. It's annoying that we don't have access to Sinister Sabotage, but if that's the best they can do, we're alright. Uro is very good. Can't imagine there's any way they can beat that with me at 15. It's gonna yeah, this is just an impossible task for them. So that's good. It's a rubbish draw. Lovely. Cast your expensive spell into my counter. And prepare to concede. If I'm them, I'm scooping. Very plucky. Clearly we're blocking. Clearly they've got a 2 damage spell. Fine. How is this going to win? What a sausage. I suppose it's better than me having it, maybe. So I've got no cards in hand. I just don't see the point. I feel like I'm having my time wasted. Lovely. If I could continue to draw best possible, that would be great. So there should probably be alarm bells ringing at this point, because I've chosen to do something other than escape Uro. So I'm going to resolve Teferi by untapping these 2. I'm going to respond by making my soldier. And then I'm going to untap and have Gear Hulk up. This game is pointless. There we go. Penny has dropped. So I'm just going to lower my curve, basically. Side out stuff that doesn't really impact the board. Something like that. It's possible this deck needs more than 25 lands as well. I considered like 26 to 28, but I just wanted all these spells in the deck and decided that with the Censors and the Opts and the Azorius Charms and the Teferis and the Growth Spirals, that so much of the deck cantripped, I probably could avoid having them. I think so far it's been a fine number, but I can certainly see an argument for having more. Just going to quickly do this. Veto being a bit cheaper is the only reason. Still think I need counter magic for this matchup. Dispute being 3 mana mana leak is annoying, but what are you going to do? Right, shit. It's disappointing. It's got an Uro and a Knight and it has to go. This isn't a very good hand. This is on the draw as well. This is probably how we lose. If it's not clear, the turn is just going to be Opt looking for more lands. And pray we get something out of this Censor at some point. I think that's fine. Looks like we'll get something out of the Censor. Top that. That's good. It's also good. Happy with that. It's a good one to Censor. It's going to bounce this, hoping to draw a land. Okay, great draw. Hopefully they just play out some bodies or something. If they play a land, soul, okay, that's fine too. Play land and Soulscar as well, opponent. Oh, fine. Boring. Trying to figure out if it's absolutely taking the piss to wait a turn on this verdict. It probably is, and it might kill me, but I'm going to try. Sure. Weird that they haven't played that. They're obviously scared of Censor, I guess, but nice. Okay. Take it, obviously. Not gonna. Yep. sure. Maybe I should have censored that second wild slash, who knows. 2 Night of Autumns is good. Can't think of any 1 mana deal 3s, so falling to a low life total briefly should be safe. I'll be casting the other one next turn to also gain 4, and then just praying for an Uro, basically. Okay, we need an answer for that. That's 1. I guess I'll make an optimistic attack. They should certainly block. Yep, they smell it. Doesn't mean it's still not good. Much more happy at 11 than I was at 3. I'm wondering whether I'm going to... I think I'm going to Vantress in my upkeep, but that will... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Maybe I won't. Kind of then turns off most of my good draws. It's a really good draw. And I can Vantress plus do that in this turn, this sort of sequence of turns. Put it on top, okay. I think if they attack, I'll block. Obviously it's terrible if they have a spell. Okay, that tells me they don't have a spell, and we know their next draw step is Eidolon. Not the best. So, I think the next play will be use the knight to kill the Eidolon, but I'm not 100% on that. Yeah, I think it's probably better to kill the Eidolon than to gain 4. Okay, got punked out. So my read on them not having a spell was actually them just not wanting to waste their fry. Still, it's kind of nice to know that they're out of gas. Okay, go. See if they can beat and dig through time. I've used all my Night of Autumns, so now all my life gain I have left is the Euros. Those were not bad little sequences of cards to see. Just getting ruined. Yeah, it's fine. We can handle that. I think we've all but got out of this. Yeah, you can one me. That was a good draw for them, but very good. Let's see what we draw here. If we draw an answer to that Ferocodon, then I think we've pretty much got it. Well, we drew an answer to the Ferocodon, so I should just check, but I assume they put it back on top. Yep. Alright. We win. I assume they scoop. Yeah. Nice. Well, that was a success, I thought. We got, so this is the deck. We got a 4-1 with the first experimental playthrough of the deck. I think it's worth persisting with. Yeah, you can see everything now. So, yeah, let me know if you would like to change it. I think the most obvious thing I want to consider is Detention Sphere. This was the sideboard I started with. The Ashioks didn't come in once, so maybe they're not as good as I thought they would be. Maybe Ashiok. I just wanted some really good graveyard hate, but we didn't play a graveyard deck today. Maybe maybe they'll come in handy next time, you know, against Sultai or something. They're really good against Sultai. So, yeah, whether or not we want the Ashioks is a consideration, whether I want to change this up a bit, maybe cut two of an Ashiok and a Knight for two Detention Spheres might be a change I would do. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.